Okay, now the first chapters is introductions to physics. Okay, so from here you can also see that this is also a very big topic. Okay, so this what are we going to discuss this month, and maybe some of it is measuring instruments or scientific investigations we need to bring forward to February. So introductions to physics, there are four main subtopics: physical quantities, measurements, measuring instruments, and scientific investigations. Maybe I'm going to skip scientific investigations, then I will teach scientific investigations in another lessons called technique in answering questions in paper 3, because this usually is related to the questions in paper 3. The first subtopic is physical quantities. And for physical quantities, the very first thing that you need to know is the classifications of physical quantities, and there are two ways of classifications. The first one is we classify it according to the types of the quantities, the base quantities and derived quantities. And the second classification is we divide it into scalar quantities and vector quantities. So there are two types of classifications. You need to know what is base quantity, what is derived quantities, and what is scalar quantities, and what is vector quantities. Okay, and their definitions as well. So this is what are we going to discuss today. Scalar and vector quantity we're going to discuss in next lessons, not today. And also you need to know scientific notations. Scientific notation actually is standard form. You should have learned it in Modern Maths Chapter 1, standard form. Prefixes. So that is also what are we going to discuss today. After physical quantities, you need to know measurement. Okay, and it's a very big topics as well. Okay, so for measurements, you need to know about the error of measurements, errors of measurement, and there are two types of error that you need to know: the systematic error and the random error. Okay, and for both systematic error and random error, you need to know the sources of the error, so what caused the error, and also how to reduce the error. How to reduce the error. And for systematic error, you need to know zero error. That is one of the examples of this systematic error. And for random error, you need to know parallax error. Okay, so parallax error is also an example of random error. After error, then you need to know consistency, accuracy, and sensitivity. Okay, and for consistency, you need to know relative deviations and how to increase the consistency. And for accuracy, you need to know what does it mean by relative error and how to increase the accuracy. And then you also need to know the difference between accuracy and consistency. We compare accuracies to consistency. And after that, you need to know what does it mean by sensitivity. Sensitivity, usually this is related to an instrument, how sensitive an instrument is to measure physical quantities. It's a very big topic. We need about 1 to 1.5 lessons to complete this. We will discuss this maybe in the third lessons. Okay, the first lessons and the second lesson we will discuss this. Physical quantities, we will complete this in the third lessons. And then the fourth lessons, we will discuss measuring instruments. We will focus on vernier calipers and micrometers. Vernier calipers, micrometers, and a little about stopwatch. And then thermometer, ammeters, and voltmeter, we will just discuss very little about it. Maybe we're going to take about 5 minutes to complete this 3. Okay, so for measuring instruments, we will take about 1 lesson to complete this. And the last one is scientific investigations. And for scientific investigations, you need to know the steps for scientific investigations and how to tabulate your data. After you get your data, how to put your data inside tables. Okay, and then you need to know how to draw the graph and analyze the graph. Okay, for drawing the graph, you need to know how to draw the axis, the scale, how to plot it. Okay, and how to draw the best fit lines of the graph. So as I told you just now, if we can't finish this in this month, maybe I'm going to discuss this in another lessons called technique in answering paper 3 questions.